Xbox consoles, handhelds, third-party manufacturers. That looks like it is going to be the future of what the Xbox hardware is going to be giving to the gamers out there. The question is going to be, how far are they going to go? Is it just going to be third-party manufacturers, or will they also make their own first-party devices? We have a little bit of more information here, which is kind of saying on the same lines of everything that we have been hearing leading into 2025 with CES coming up. So we'll talk about that. Halo, there's a massive leak with a bunch of Halo information. Very interesting stuff that we will go over. Xbox is going to have a huge lineup for 2025 with the January Developer Direct upcoming. What games do people want to see? Oblivion Remake could be in that list of games that we do see, as Jez Corden does tweet that out in response to a list of predictions of games that will be happening. Stalker 2 not coming to PlayStation 5 anytime soon, it seems like, with a new update, and a couple of other things here like the Nintendo Switch 2. It is, I mean, everything is getting out there for it. And we have some more updated screenshots, or pictures, I should say, of what this thing could look like, at least from the stand point of view, the dock point of view. The pictures do seem real, so we will take a look at that. But before we continue, if you do enjoy daily gaming news and content, make sure to hit the subscribe, share the video, like the video, all of that stuff to help the channel grow. And let's jump right into it. So Xbox handhelds and their at-home consoles, to me, is going to be the most interesting thing to track for the next generation of hardware, because we know PlayStation 6 is just going to be the PlayStation 6. They're going to have a console. They're going to do what they continue to do while slowly evolving to be, I would say, more like Xbox. We saw that this generation already with putting all of their games onto PC, with updating their subscription service to be more like Xbox Game Pass. But they have more of an incentive to slow it down a bit, to not annoy and piss off the extreme console fanboys that don't want PlayStation to change at all, because they sell more consoles than Xbox. But I do eventually think they will be going more along the lines as to what Xbox is doing by putting their games in even more places. But next generation with Xbox is the biggest question mark here, is what are they doing with their hardware? Not that they will they have hardware or not. It's more, how are they going to get the manufacturing done? Is it going to be first party themselves? Or are they just going to put on another Xbox console? Or are they going to reach out to the third parties and have them built through them? And I think it's going to be a mixture. I think they'll have their own first party Microsoft Xbox console, and then they will have other companies doing the same thing to give people more specs and different entry points and price points and everything to get into the console market. And it's basically just going to be like a Windows 11 PC as well as a console, where you can sideload Steam and other apps out there that are on PC, which will attract a much bigger base of people to go out there and want to buy it. And I also think they're going to be doing that similar thing here with the handhelds themselves. Jason Ronald, who is the guy who is going to be running next generation, is going to be at CES 2025 in January at the new gaming PC handheld event, which I'm very excited for. And we now have this here from Icon Era. Now, Icon Era, I have to say, they have some weird threads, some weird leaks on there. It's not always reputable, but there is this, I would say, kind of goes in line to what I have been thinking, what a lot of people have been thinking. But there is this thread here going on here. The CES 25 will confirm the Xbox/Steam OS Windows consoles made by Lenovo, Samsung, and Dell. And if you do take a step back and you look at what is happening at CES, what we've already seen from the Lenovo leaks, Lenovo is announcing their Steam OS handheld, and they are at this event. Xbox will be at this event, so you could take a guess and think maybe they are going to be doing the exact same thing here at CES and announcing these specific Xbox OS handhelds, where it's not Windows 11 on there when you load it up. It's going to be the Xbox user interface and the console user interface to make it basically seamless from going to your console to your handheld. If you go to the cloud gaming section of Xbox, you can really see that they are fleshing this out to be a handheld style console UI. Everything's in there, all of your games, or at least right now, the games that you can stream that you bought, and they're already planning on launching more games, basically the whole store that you're going to be able to purchase games on from there and stream your purchase games. And then also your Xbox Game Pass, you have your friends list, you have your achievements, you have the sidebar that comes out and everything. So they are preparing for this, and maybe we finally get that announcement at CES 2025. I believe they should be doing this sooner. If Steam is going to get ahead of everybody here and license out SteamOS to Lenovo, to other manufacturers, Xbox needs to get in right there as well. They do want to have a chance here at competing, because Steam is the dominant player in the PC market. But to me, that's very exciting. I've been waiting to decide what am I doing for my next handheld, because I sold off my Asus ROG Ally. I want better battery life, and I think this next generation will do that. And if Xbox has their own with better battery life and everything, that's the route that I will be going if they were to launch their handheld in 2025, maybe 2026, whenever they decide to do it. But that's interesting stuff there. I can't wait to see what is in store here for the next Xbox hardware, the next generation of what they are going to be giving us. Now, Halo, there is a massive leak here that has happened with unreleased content that spans over 26 years. If you're a Halo fan, this is going to be very, very interesting to you. I'm a big Halo fan, so this was an interesting article to go through. But here it is. It says a massive leak of Halo content that contains development tools, unreleased content, and dev builds has leaked online. The content is said to date back all the way to 1998 at Bungie, when the developers had just released Myth 2, Soulblighter, and were working on Oni and Halo Combat Evolved. It was first reported by Visceral, and it contains around 90 gigabytes of data, and is said to have leaked because 343 Industries hired a group of modders to try and restore cut content and data from the old games. And this was known as the Dig Site project, with some users familiar with the project, including one modder who had worked on the project, confirming that the leak was genuine, which is pretty crazy to think about, that this all has to go back to 343 just trying to get more content. I think this probably potentially has to do with trying to give us some more legacy content with Halo, obviously with the Halo Combat Evolved remake that has been rumored, not officially announced, but we've seen the Unreal Engine 5 demo of Halo when they announced that they were moving away from Slipspace, and the armor was the Halo Combat Evolved armor that they were showing off, which would make you guess they are remaking Halo CE in Unreal Engine 5. So maybe they're looking for more content for that, or maybe some more side projects. That's one of the things with moving over to UE5, is that they're going to have, I think, more games coming out at a faster basis, because you have way more people that understand how to develop games in Unreal Engine 5. They can just be more efficient with developing these games. So that is pretty crazy there. So I'm hoping we do see some of this content that was cut from the older Halo games showing up somewhere in the future for the Halo universe, even if it's just kind of like the lost levels of some sort that they give us, where you can go in and play some of the levels that have already been created that didn't show up in the final cuts of the game. But the huge leak here for Halo, and I'm sure we will be hearing more about this as we move forward. Now, when it comes to the Xbox Games Showcase, or the Xbox Developer Direct that should be coming in January, what games are they going to show off? Because there are so many games that Xbox has coming in 2025. They're going to have to, I guess, pick and choose which are the main ones that they do want to talk about. I'm guessing it's going to be Avowed, South of Midnight, and then we will probably also see Fable. And then you have to guess what else will be the fourth one there, because usually 4 or 5 that they do go and look deep into with the studios. And one of those games could potentially be the Oblivion remaster, which would be an insane addition to what is also already coming out in 2025. We have this list here. This was the question that was being asked. Okay, so what are we expecting to see from Xbox's Developer Direct in January? The following received official 2025 dates from Xbox: Avowed, Outer Worlds 2, Fable, Doom: The Dark Ages, and South of Midnight. Is there anything else we can expect? And Jez replies here, Oblivion remaster. Although someone asked, is this opinion or something you've heard? He says opinion. However, we've also heard about this rumor previously that the Oblivion remaster is coming and it is in development here, which would just be absolutely insane to add on to this list of games for 2025 in Xbox. And I know I've said this many times already, but 2025 is going to be a massive year, probably the biggest in Xbox history. 2024 was great. We're now at that point that they've been preaching about over the last number of years of having consistent first-party releases throughout the entire year, to have no gaps, specifically in the first-party Xbox Game Pass release. We're there now. I mean, 2024 showed us that. 2025 is going to be insane if every single one of these do release. My biggest question is, what does that mean for 2026? Are there so many other games in the backlog that we don't know about? Because it seems like they're just pushing everything out next year, when 2026 has to have the same expectations if 2025 is going to be that big. Like, people are going to be expecting 2026 to have almost as many games. So I'll see what they do here, but 2025 is going to be insane. I don't know how people are going to play all of these games. And if Oblivion Remaster does make its appearance, especially at the Developer Direct in January, people are going to lose their minds adding that to the list of Xbox games coming out. Another game that was day one on Xbox Game Pass was Stalker 2, a phenomenal get for Xbox on the service. A lot of people do love this one. And the question is, Is it coming to PS5? We remember seeing during the FTC documents and everything that the timed exclusivity for it and all that could have changed by now. I believe it was 3 months at first, and then that kind of got shot down. So we don't actually know what it is, but will there be Stalker 2 landing on the PlayStation 5 anytime soon? And this is an article here from Game Rant saying that Stalker 2 gives a disappointing update on the potential PlayStation 5 version. And what happened here was Stalker 2's director, they confirmed exclusive focus on Xbox and PC versions for now. Talking here, saying that when asked about Stalker 2 Heart of Chernobyl's potential PlayStation 5 arrival in an interview with Tech for Gamers, he said, going to be brief and an indirect answer. He said the GSC Game World has been fully focused on first developing and now supporting the PC and Xbox ports. When the sources explicitly asked about the rumored 3-month Xbox exclusivity for the horror game and its prospects for a PlayStation launch, the Stalker 2 lead emphasized the team's policy of not talking about leaks, rumors, or speculations, and reiterated the game's version on its current platforms are the only ones being worked on by the developer. So take that for what you will. I don't know if he's just literally not allowed to say anything about the PlayStation 5 version of it. But if they're only working on the Xbox and PC version, it's definitely not going to be 3 months exclusivity for this game to land on PlayStation 5. If is what he is saying is true. It's probably going to be later than that. Maybe it's a year. Maybe it's not landing until the end of 2025, or maybe it never does come. But I would be pretty surprised if it never comes to PlayStation 5. They've made their money back already. I mean, Stalker 2 has already done very, very good. They've already made profit. They're going to be working on constant updates. This game has been a commercial success. So maybe there's just no rush at this point. It's not like they need the money at this point. They want to make sure the game continues to get better, and it is in its best form. When they do release it on PS5, they are going to want it at the top shape possible. They're not going to want to have any of the issues that plagued it at launch on Xbox and PC. But we don't know if that's actually going to happen based off of what he is saying here. Now, Metaphor ReFantazio was another game that it was multi-platform, but it was advertised by Xbox. And there was a lot of people out there who were trying to cast doubts on Atlas choosing Xbox to advertise Metaphor, basically saying that people on Xbox don't play these styles of games. And obviously that narrative, if people were pushing that, it completely had egg all over their face because Metaphor became the best-selling Atlas game. It actually set a first day sales record for Atlas, selling, I believe it was around 1 million copies or so. Yeah, that's 1 million copies sold on day one, beating out all previous Persona games, the hugely popular and well-loved series from Atlas. So the advertising from Xbox did very good. There was no issues there. And the question was, is there going to be more Metaphor games now going forward because it has done so well? And as of right now, it looks like it's not currently in the works, but I would be shockingly surprised if we don't see a Metaphor 2. But this is from PersonaCentral.com, and it's the Metaphor ReFantazio director saying, hoping to make it into a series one day, but there are no concrete plans. Specifically saying, I do hope it can become a series one day. I'd like to develop it into a flagship title that represents our company. But as of right now, there are no plans. Obviously, there's nothing in development. They have no plans for it to start in development anytime soon. But I would be shockingly surprised. It sets a one-day record. A lot of people think it should have won Game of the Year. It was nominated for Game of the Year. It's one of the best releases Atlas has ever put out. So lots of popularity around it. It's being played on every single platform. If they don't put out a second one, to me, that would be absolutely crazy. So I would definitely expect a Metaphor ReFantazio 2 to be coming out. All right, couple of more things here. Well, we'll go to this and then we'll end off with some big news about the Nintendo Switch 2. But Marvel Rivals, a huge game. There's a leak here about the Human Torch. So there is an in-game image and abilities of the Human Torch in Marvel Rivals have leaked online. So if you're excited about Human Torch, basically, it is coming, and this is what you need to know. His attacks are Fire Cluster, launches a spitball fireball at the enemy, Omega Fire, team up ability allowing Storm to consume the Human Torch's fire tornado and add it to her hurricane. And alternatively, the Human Torch can also consume Storm's hurricane to create a fiery hurricane that enlarges and intensifies all the fire tornadoes found while the ability is active. That sounds pretty crazy. You got the Supernova, which is the Human Torch will release a shockwave that damages enemies with a radius. The Plasma Body ability allows the Human Torch to enter a state of accelerated ascent. The Pyro Prison, which is through this ability, players can connect flames fields to create firewalls that can burn enemies to deal damage. The Flaming Meteor ability which will make the Human Torch dive to the ground and stun nearby enemies, and a Blazing Blast, which will allow players to create a flame field in a targeted area by launching a fireball through that ability itself. So Human Torch is coming. It has been leaked. Those are the abilities, and you can see some of the pictures here as to kind of what he's going to look like. I mean, looks interesting here. This person is from the accounts Marvel Rivals Leaks and Info. There are 123k followers on there, and you can go through and see the abilities of his character. So if you're interested in what else is coming here, Human Torch is going to be one of the next characters that you're going to be able to play. Now, Nintendo Switch 2. This one's coming very soon. I'm thinking early January announcement, and then May, April-ish release date for it. At least that's what I hope, because I'm excited to get onto the Nintendo Switch 2, but we do have some leaks here that are looking to be real. People put it through the AI tests and everything, and it looks like these are real. So, first of all, this is what the logo is. And it says here that it has confirmed independently of the veracity of the images, and the Switch 2 logo is the real one. It's just the Nintendo Switch logo with a 2 on it. And then we got some leaks here of the dock itself. And you can see kind of the back of it. You see the Nintendo Switch 2 logo on it. And then we have this here, which I believe is the actual console itself with the stand in the back, and then the Joy-Cons that are not connected to it. And you can kind of see, you can't really get much out of this other than there's definitely a different system here for the Joy-Cons to be attached. I believe it is magnetic. And we do go here, and it says that there's an update. It says the console picture is not AI and the measurements are consistent, and that there is no AI tool that can be found to say that it's AI. And it says that we think the leaker used AI to fake the background so that it didn't reveal the location, because there is some AI, I believe, that they're saying with where the picture is being taken in the background. But if you remove that, the picture itself, I guess, of the item is not AI. And it is consistent with kind of what we have been hearing. The Joy-Cons magnetically connected where they are connecting. And that's where you would connect the Joy-Con, what they're showing off here at the side of the Nintendo Switch. And yeah, I mean, that's really, at this point, it's not going to be a huge change, I think, from the current Switch. It's just going to be a better resolutions and better frame rates and better games, you could say, or the current generation games on there, and at least of them the way that they do look. And that's going to be it. And it's going to be fully backwards compatible with your current Nintendo Switch, which is going to be great. I wonder what the screen is going to be like. I wonder how much power is in that dock. Will it make games look and run better on your TV? But at this point, now it's just a matter of time before we finally do get this, and it will be another major player in the handheld market. We always look at the PC gaming handhelds, but the Switch 2 is going to be massive for people, especially if you are going to be able to get the current AAA games on it. That's going to be the biggest thing. Even if they are dumbed down versions of it in terms of resolutions and graphics, people don't really care as much about that when it comes to Nintendo platforms. But if they can get all of those games, that's going to be massive here as a player in the current gen, next gen, and the handheld market right now. But I will end the video there, guys. If you did enjoy this video, make sure to hit that thumbs up if you're new, hit that subscribe, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.